on throughout the whole year is none other than Furia out of Brazil. This squad has been on something.
That's a weird way to say Alpha 7. No, I get too soon. Yeah, of course, Alpha 7 not doing too good, and Furia just taken on the mantle of the best team from Brazil so far in 2026, dominating back in PMGO Season 1 over in Jakarta. And even after that, right, PMMI barely missed out on becoming the champions of that event by a single point almost. They would have won it, but they were smashed at the end by Hyunbin and Nongshim Red Force. So very happy about Furia. The lineup is great, and one thing that's really fun actually, Nipchira, is that Ayala is incredible, but Silence is one of the few players playing with a DP28, and he loves seeing players break the meta in such a way.
Oh, I love it. I mean, DP28 is one of my favorite weapons, has been for a while, and it's just so nice to see a team actually utilize it like we've been seeing from Silence there. The other thing I love about Furia is how methodical they are, right? You know, you're looking at a team that is very, very careful, very methodical, very strategical. Everything has a game plan to it, and that's what I like to see out of the teams that I enjoy watching. That's some of my favorite gameplay to see. The other thing, though, Seven, very quickly, that might be a big advantage to them is their uphill pushes. For me, Furia do very well on uphill pushes. That's a really difficult thing to be able to do well, and they seem to do it in style.
Uphill pushes.
Very specific.
I know this is nothing to do here with PMWC, but it automatically gave me flashbacks out of one thing that we were doing once. We were covering a show, and we just saw a team fully send it up a church in Miramar. They got absolutely destroyed. This year with Furia, they know better. One team that usually tends to know better but has been a bit of a miss, hit or miss, is Aurora, if we're being completely honest, because Max, with this team, we don't know which team we're going to be getting. We don't know if we're going to be getting the team that has 3 global MVPs or a team that looks like they don't even belong in this lobby.
Look, okay, I'm going to make it very easy in the description, okay? My mic is Aurora, okay? And this is Ego. I want it to go like this. Separate the two, okay? Because they currently go for hot drops to really just hinder a lot of their situations going into these big global tournaments, even regional tournaments at time. But one big thing is we have seen Reefers step up massively. He's the savior of this team. I want to see Reefers come out banging here in PMWC.
I want to see him banging as well. One team that I want to see them banging, everybody, is going to be none other than Enigma/Galaxy, because they...
But especially it was interesting when we were talking about Pachinki, like no one's contesting it. And I feel like when you think about it, Enigma/Galaxy has been dropping in Pachinki since the 1900s, like early 1900s, right? They've been there for the longest time. So it makes sense, like seniority in Pachinki. Also, there's even more valuable, right, Nipchira, because you have a loot truck now, so they get it every single wrangle, maybe P90s, MG3s, fully stacked gear, ammo, and meds. It's a great drop location for Enigma/Galaxy.
It is a very good drop location for Enigma/Galaxy, and I think what you're saying as well is that, you know, they've been there since the dawn of time, basically.
Yes.
No
Well, hey, the summer sun is just a little bit too hot for the to keep them out there too long. We had to come back into the studio. It's lovely and air conditioned, so we're keeping it cool.
Yeah, we're kind of lucky in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. I do not envy them. Seven does look pretty stylish though in the sunglasses. I was admiring those.
Yeah, he did. You were admiring. You were admiring in a big way. Again, we're having it easy. We've got chairs. It's the best. But overall, we are really excited to get these games underway. We've got Rondo coming at you first. Maxman sort of feels like potentially it's not 4Tharive's best map. I don't know, I feel like they have some good moments on there. I remember a moment where they basically single-handedly held off every other team and played everyone to their own tune. So that was very, very cool for me. But again, there is some really, really important things to go about. PMI, as Mike stated, he's taken all my points basically. This is a really great thing for me. Furia, they were picked to the post by a smash ruling. Last game, it's a bit odd, right? Because you get to the last game, you think, well, Fury's definitely won this, but Nongshim Red Force, with that smash ruling came into play. It was 145 to 146, which looks odd on Wikipedia. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Furia still has it in them. It's nice to see that through PMGO to PMMI, they still had a lot of gusto available. I feel like they're sort of my dark horse here, even though a lot of people do have their eyes on this team. A lot more people talk about Ulf, 4Tharive, Aurora, but yeah, I think Furia really has a good shot here.
Absolutely. I mean, they really do have a lot to play for. So do all of our other teams. And to get things underway, we're going to be heading down to the stage for our opening ceremony.
32 teams from all over the world prepare for battle on the Gdynia City grid over the next 4 days. Players from all corners of the world looking to make their mark and laser focused on the title of PMWC champion.
That's not the only thing they're fighting for, the prestige, the glory, and $3 million. But alongside all those incredible rewards comes incredible pressure.
That's right, incredible pressure. We've got 2 weeks of competition right here on the main stage, which begs the question, how many of our teams can stay consistently in peak form? So I think it's about time we find out, Lucy.
En effet, Barney, c'est l'heure. Ici, à Paris, à Porte de Versailles, it is time to welcome our teams from Group A, starting with
Sports.
Team Flash. Goat Team.
Talk Gaming.
X-Force Rejects.
Kiwoo DRX.
Enigma Galaxy.
Sports.
Orangutan.
Gaming Stars.
Aurora Gaming.
Sports.
Team RQ.
And finally, Oof Esports. This is the beginning of a lengthy journey to find the most talented team in the world.
Our players are at the base of the mountain, faced with an almost impossible climb. So welcome to the PMWC at EWC 2026.
Last year, nobody expected them. They were overlooked.
We've seen unbelievable plays. We've seen heartbreaks. We've seen comebacks.
Then they shocked the world.
APG already out, and Yangon Galacticos will take PMWC 2025 in sensational fashion. Yangon Galacticos!
But lightning never strikes twice, does it? This year, the favorites are ready. They have the experience, the firepower, the expectations. But every champion starts as a team nobody believed in. Alpha 7 finally became champions in 2024. Yangon Galacticos conquered 2025. Who will win 2026? One winner.
things underway here for the PMWC at the EWC 26. It's time to crush dreams and crown kings here. Make that obelisk all the brighter with one of our teams taking that place.
A lot of keys to be crushed. Well, as we head into this, all the teams are currently, we have some huddling going on, which is fair enough. This is a big tournament. There's a lot on the line here, so it does make sense. Got the chat to Ralph earlier as well. It has some confidence actually this time around, which is nice to see. Also has Coops on board, which is sick. We get Coops at a tournament for once, despite being on the roster for so long. So that's good to see. I genuinely think that right now the Galaxy is probably as strongest it has been in quite some time. It's also nice to hear Ralph say, you know, if we just do it enough times, we're going to be chinky enough, eventually teams are going to realize that we should just stop bothering. And yeah, you might lose some points over it over the years, but hey, you've got it to yourself now.
Well, that's the difficulty though, because new teams keep coming on through. They haven't maybe learned that lesson yet. So maybe they'll still be getting a little bit of argy-bargy elbows out action in Pachinki. We'll have to wait and see though, because our first map up is Rondo, and it is definitely argy-bargy elbows out to start that map off.
It has to be. It has to be. Good to see Anyone's Legend there for just a second. Team actually that's been doing phenomenally well in their current region and hopes to bring that kind of firepower through to PMWC. It's also super cool. We had PMI recently where a lot of the Chinese players got to get on side, you know, play on this version of the game. And it's I don't want to say it was scrim practice, but it was some really, really good warm-up for them going into PMWC. So instead of, you know, having those survival stages in the past where China has had to figure things out over 2 days and then slowly claw their way back into the tournament, this time around they should be feeling a little bit more spicy, I would say, coming into day one.
Okay, all right, we're going to be keeping an eye out for it. I mean, Tianba has, you know, historically done fairly well, and more recently not had that same track record, which is kind of what you were highlighting there. Furia's super chill right now.
I don't know, this man's gripping the chair. So I don't know if that's super chill, but
it's just, yeah, he's just locked into his zone, you know. Take a look at some of our teams getting ready, gearing up. GK putting their hands in the middle, arms around the shoulders. This is a team prepared to take everyone on.
Yeah, Safety there as well on the side. I don't think GK's a terrible team at all. I do think that they may struggle against some of the powerhouses coming into this.
Okay,
but we'll have to wait and see. They seem confident though, and I like that.
They're ready for it.
Easy, that boy is kind of an insane player though.
Together,
I will say that. Pretty nutty.
As we get Q and DRX as well, psyching themselves up because we're loading up into our first map. 4Tharive, the chance, ringing through the halls here. As they sit down, they take their place amongst the rest. All 16 teams from Group A ready to get stuck straight on it.
It's a chance of a lifetime here for 4Tharive. It absolutely is. They're coming off a massive high. One of the most insane days we've seen in PUBG Mobile for a long, long time. So, potential here for something fantastic to happen for the Pakistan squad. I hope so. I mean, for them, it can't all end there at PMGO. We're looking for at least a top 5 here at PMWC. I think they've got the gusto in them to make it happen. Furia, though, like I said before, I think this is a real dark horse for the team. I think that they could take it all if they are playing to their match potential. Everyone knows that I'm a huge fan of Ulf. Okay, everyone knows that.
I do know.
I'm not going to make too much of a mess of that. But yeah, Aaron's one of my favorite players of all time, and I think that he really showed up at PMGO. Now, the rest of the team does need to step a little bit more around him to fully lock that down. But Ketch is playing really well. Aaron's playing really well. I want to see a bit more of Scarface. This guy used to carry teams on his back in the back of the day. You know, long range specialist, and he was lovely at it. But I think that's the thing for Ulf, is that all the gears need to be moving in tandem as things go forward, because otherwise they're not going to be able to grab that scoreline out of the top. And we do have a treat coming into Group B as well. We get to see Alpha 7. We get to see whether, you know, the curtain has closed for that team. So I really hope it hasn't. I hope the show does go on for that squad.
Yeah.
Prolific team throughout PUBG Mobile history.
Absolutely. The only team to have won all 3 major global titles, right? This is a team that has such a long history, such a prestige within the scene.
Are they done?
They got eliminated in the first stage of PMGO. It was a massive surprise to everyone, finishing bottom 2 of their group, which was just like out of nobody would have predicted that. People were predicting after them to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
To get eliminated in such fashion was pretty devastating for them. I think, you know, they probably already shelled out for the hotel rooms for the rest of the tournament, right? So nothing, if not that, that's a loss on itself. So hopefully they could stay here a little bit longer in Paris.
Well, the boys look confident this time around, at least. I mean, Revo, we know, is one of the best players in the world. And I would go on a limb and say he is the best shotgun player in the world of all time so far. I mean, Rob's takes a close second on that, but yeah, I think for Alpha 7 to finish their run, yeah, I don't think it's the case. I think they've got more left in the tank. It has just been hero of the tournament so far. But we are getting into our first game real shortly here right now on Rondo.
It is time to get on into the playing path. We are loading our players on up. And it is fit to get messy. Remember, Rondo has those recall towers blanked, so everybody dropping in, they're going to be going to Neox Factory, they're going to be going to Tin Lawn Gardens, and they're going to be having it out, sending their solos out to those recall towers to give them that anchor into the rest of the match if things don't go their way.
First playing path of the tournament, here it comes, here we go. Getting stuck into the thick of it right now here at PMWC, at EWC, match number 1 of Group A. Let's get it kicked off.
Time to go on in. It looks like we're coming at it from the northeast side of the map. Cutting down through the middle, our players. We've got cameras focused on all of them. They are under the hot lights of the studio, down on the stage, ready to get things done as we wait for our gameplay to come on through.
Just causing through right now, keeping it calm, chilled out. Players do jump on out. Now heading over towards 10th track to start things off. We know the Neox Factory is going to be an absolute slobber knocker over in that direction, but how many teams are going to end up over there? That is the real question as we head on through. There was actually a lot of engagement down towards Danqing during the test matches. We'll see if that's the case here, but it does seem to me that Neox Factory is the place of choice for plenty of these teams. Thundertalk, though, however, taking a very, very chilled out approach over towards the north side in Bamboo. They've got a 4-man split over here, Ulf also towards Stadium. But it's 4Tharive, actually. You've got IQ getting very, very close over towards Geeke, and that is their player to go for the recalls. So he wants to get past there without harm, without pressure. But Hazaifa already opening up over towards Coops, of all people. Come on.
And they might not even need IQ out there to go for the recalls if they can take this fight. It looks like they have lost one player already, though. NigmaGalaxy trying to turn things around as well. But as you say, they've lost Coops right off the bat. So Ralph's the next to fall. Goes down to Hoxie. PMWC. Everybody gets stuck in. This is what you see on Rondo. It is madness in the factory. They thread it all up, and it's finding 1 and 2. Falak charges on forwards, and they're cutting the rosters in half. The volley back through the door, though, puts him back in his place, and Hazaifa has to hold it down. Satan around the corner. Hazaifa needs to hold, and he's good for 1. Ralph can't quite connect either, and now he has a 1 versus 1. Ralph is low, and he finds it. Hazaifa keeping him safe. Falak back on up.
The spray comes through, and 4Tharive looking good, looking neat on this side of the map. I like to play Falak as well. Insane grenade, banked off the doorstep, but knew he had to jump up there quickly because KRX was stealing away all the eliminations. 4Tharive start off the game at a 4 elim count. It looks really mighty strong. Furia were able to get 1 in the process. Most teams getting back up again, but the biggest disappointment so far is NigmaGalaxy. They lost all 4 players in the first minute of the game. You can't be doing that. That is not good news. And on such an important map, they get no points. They didn't even get that refrag, losing repeated challenges. And I don't know if they lost a player on an outpost, if they sent someone away, if they committed. We're on board though with Flower trying to get the spray down. Furious giving it a go, and Maple is there. Looking to take down the crossing, does so effectively. And now PMWC have to find something else.
Maple looking sweet like syrup in that engage there now, looking over towards KRX. Vinny down low on his belly, moving out to GS9, see if we can get done with that. Reverb comes through with the M249 over towards the tanky. AKOP though is clapping back over towards Reverb. To see. Vinny spraying through the smoke at the moment. It's a pretty awkward bit of terrain to work around here inside the building. Oxy and Vinny trying to hold down the angle. The smoke's keeping them in cover for now. Just constant harassment from Maple. Pushing them back and forth this way, that way. But he's allowed his players to step in towards it. Maple goes low, but doesn't quite connect it. Nobody's hitting the shots, and finally Hoxie falls. Maple wants the flush, and will be able to find it. Scarpering around the corner now to get away from the rest of the fight. He doesn't want any more to chew down on. He's already done bits. Through the smoke there, everyone was suffering. Vinny's currently on fire as well. This is a nightmarish area to be in with the sidelines available. It's all a bit awkward. Maple will find another. I think he was able to secure that as well, which is nice to see. As Eifert does go down, but so far 4Tharive have been living over on the southwest side of Neox. AKOP pulled back almost immediately by Orangutan there. Oh, predict. Heard the M79 going off and just thought he would spray on through. He has been a monster inside the Neox factory so far, and he has been producing those eliminations going straight off the end of the conveyor belt. It is now neck and neck on eliminations from the hot drops, and it looks like the two titans of Neox factory want to get stuck in against each other. Falak charging forwards there. Maple looking for the heals. He's allowed to get the first aid kit off, but still has a health disadvantage. The S12K in close range could prove to be pivotal though, as Falak opens up for the charge around the corner, goes wide, and what is the wing? Falak up and into the air, hopping about, the bunny rabbit bites. I mean, the S12K versus the JS9, I mean, it's sort of even, but you would probably eke that out with the S12K there. Oh man, I mean, that's Falak all over though. The guy is criminal when it comes to those 1v1s. Looks good though, and finally our observers are like, yeah, let's take a look at the other portion of the map so far, because it has been hectic over towards Neox. Fury's still playing on that south side of it though. You go flash on screen. I think a team that struggled in the past this year, I mean, they are looking to get a little bit better into this one, but they were a rookie team at the start, and they have been plowing through into some of the most prestigious tournaments of the year. So we're going to give this team time, I would say. Well, we're off at the moment, Scarface. I can spot a marble on the top of the mountaintop. To do exactly that here. Figure out where these teams are playing. He has a team just down towards the south, but right now in the flash. So it's interesting that Ulf have left Kelsey out over towards Stadia, right, for that recall tower this late when they have got already such a prior position. Furia looking to go for a challenge against Thundertalk. Already hit him so low. How do you hit those? Ayala, beautiful. Now looking to go big with an aid. Does a lot of damage. The Molotov to follow it up. Pinches him into the corner. And they know what they're playing against. It's easy for Furia. That's cool gameplay there from Ayala. The perfectly placed molly. Has to drop down. Doesn't have time to go for the first aid. And notices that the pin had not been pulled for a long time there at all. So he just sends her out the side. So he thinks to himself, you know, I can just step up, go for the shot through the window. It's good awareness. I mean, Ayala had quite a few different teams. Glad he's found a place here on Tower Furia. I mean, look good as well. So far, 5 elims for them, only one behind top squad currently in 4Tharive. 4Tharive with that elim over towards everybody else pretty much in Neox Factory do still have this top spot, but it's a question of now getting into the circle for them. The 4Tharive, they may not have the easiest time of it out on the western side. Goat's team challenging, getting the spray over towards Gaming Stars. Rolex does go down, not fully flushed just yet, but you imagine it is only a matter of time here. And Rolex, yeah, that's going to be confirmed. Recalls are going to start to get harder now, Blank. Teams are starting to take position on priority recall beacons, and it will be more difficult to find your way towards them. So eliminations are going to start to stick. There they are. For go there, 477 actually an unreal player, by the way. If there's anyone you want to watch on that team, it is 477. He has had some amazing moments in the past and a bunch of elims on side. And we get a nasty circle shift over towards the east here. Cuts through with the river, the water in play. Orangutan actually made a decent rotation before this, try and get central and get some high ground off the back of that one, despite actually having some fights early on, which is quite cool to see. But now they've got a tough approach here. Realistically, they want a western shift on this next circle. As this keeps going over towards the eastern side, towards Hua Sing, as well as Muhopan, you're gonna have a bad time off the back of that. Right now, All Game is the only team that really has a solid spot over there, but you do have Thundertalk coming in from that northern edge towards Muhopan. But wait and see. This is definitely very much one of those situations where you're looking for stage 3, how you want to play this one out. For KRX, we're gonna try and take both sides. It's greedy, I like it though. I mean, it's worth a go. Vini now with that outpost on the western side, the only player to have crossed from that central position. You don't want to be on the back foot when it comes to getting across here, and I feel like they're going to be looking to send more players on through. Vini creating it with the destructible terrain and the explosive bow, creating a nice little divot for himself. You can start to play around that, cover off the sight lines, but actually popping the vehicle in there as well. That's going to protect the tires. You know what? I actually really do like that. I think here on Rondo, the explosive bow and arrow could be unreal, just for terrain destruction in general. Bring little divots to play on demand with that. It's quick and easy compared to the nade. Ayala still continuing on the warpath here for that team. They're fairly central to Igor's moving up now from test track. I think he might have just dipped out to go for a loot crate. I'm not sure. Have to see if he's going to catch that one on the loop. Aurora taking position again, looking to stay fairly central. They're more on the south side of things, but they have got this beautiful high ground on top of this mountain to overlook over to everybody around them. Will be pretty tricky. I'm also keeping an eye on 4Tharive, who have yet to really make an entrance. So far, most of what's happened has come off of their test track and Neox factory hot drop in terms of their point scoring, but now they have to push in from the west side, and we're getting back into bread and butter PUBG Mobile for them, so it will be interesting to see what they're able to achieve there on the west side. On board with Aurora still, though, this team's had some difficulties over the year in terms of tournaments. I mean, PMMI, they had a really dominant group stage though, and I think that was one of the promising things to watch, because it really was a dominant group stage. Obviously, didn't have that quite same success over towards that finals, but I think for Aurora, certainly trying to keep things under wraps at the moment. Just feels like finals tends to be a little bit scary for this squad so far, despite having like such confident players on side. I mean, you watch the walkout there from Aurora and you're like, honestly, these guys feel like the veterans of this tournament. Obviously you'll get to see Alpha 7 coming out, but I would honestly say for Aurora, yeah, they are the veterans of Group A at least. They're the guys that know the most. They're probably the guys with the least nerves coming out onto this stage. I think so. I think they do. They have got that story. I mean, Top Dot, the old Reefus, like just such storied names coming on through from the region. But you're right, they had that little bit of a downturn, and there has been criticism levied, I think probably most specifically at Doc, in terms of the way that he sometimes splits out, plays too separate, doesn't play with the rest of the roster. It felt like maybe he'd found some fixes to that over the course of the last year and a half or so, and hopefully they can be learned from and moved forwards. Because Aurora did just do a little bit of a wraparound and have gotten far more central onto this next circle. Yeah, I think it's hard, right? Because at some point you have to look at the rest of the squad as well. Kelsey on a mad dash out there. I am surprised he is still kicking at this point. Hart must be racing. Finally, he is taken down there by Ziol. The rest of the team not able to help, but you do need to start looking at some of the other players on Aurora. I don't think we can put all the blame over on Doc, because a lot of times that blame comes his way, because when he goes down, the team suffers because of it, because he is so good at the game. We'll find Top on a nasty little headshot, actually, just peeking over the top of that ridge side. A really nice cut across comes through from Aurora there. I mean, we caught the end of that rotation as Furia were taking that volley of fire, but Aurora from the south side went around Furia and into the south point of Ulf. It forced Ulf to regroup in an unfavorable scenario, which has led to them losing a player. And it's put them under a lot of pressure. They are in nade range now from Aurora, who can start to levy this central position.
I mean, the more nades thrown at Aurora, and the ones that don't hit, just providing more divots for them to play in towards. So this is actually not the worst thing in the world. Emergency cover flare also brought out off the back of this one. Circle did shift back over towards the western side, which Orangutan's quite happy with, playing over towards the northwest. Gaming Stars do lose Rolex. A couple of players brought back into the game though, so we're still at